Have you ever wondered why you're stuck, flatlining on the edge of greatness? Perhaps you've started to see progress, but somehow just can't keep the momentum up. There's a 2,500-year-old practice backed by modern science to take you from where you are now to where you want to be. And I'm going to show you how to build your success, exactly what is holding you back, and just what you can do about it today. G'day, I'm Gary Fay, the Neurostoic, and I help high-performing individuals, teams, and organizations build mental strength, success, and resilience, combining the science of the mind with the philosophy of action. And you can get all the actionable tactics I share absolutely free by smashing that subscribe button now. But back to your success. One of the greatest inhibitors to success is not your inability to do the necessary things. It's your inability to give up what is causing you your pain. Laziness, excuses, victimhood, blame, stories of struggle and sadness. Yes, these will manifest themselves in poor behaviors. Drinking too much alcohol, eating too much or too much of the wrong things, foregoing exercise, ignoring the negative indicators in your life, poor sleep, risky investments, infidelity, and the list goes on. But primarily, you're attached to a story that you are not willing to give up. 2,500 years ago, Hippocratic, the father of modern medicine, said, "Before you heal someone, ask him if he is willing to give up all the things that make him sick." And just what is making you sick, keeping you stuck, holding you in struggle? Are you prepared to be honest with yourself about that? There's no two ways about it. This self-examination has to be brutal. You have to get down in the weeds and pull apart every inch of your life. Exactly what are you doing? And just as importantly, what you are not doing. Those things that landed you right where you are, and those things that are keeping you there. The deepest and most destructive answers lie within the stories you tell yourself. But if you could recognize these, you would have by now. So let's make it easy to start with. Start with the actions you are taking, relationships you are keeping, and behaviors that you are indulging that are hurting you or keeping you stuck. Next, what are the activities, relationships, and behaviors that you are avoiding? If you're still finding yourself struggling to come up with anything other than superficial responses, then begin to imagine. Imagine a version of yourself who has already achieved the success that you would like, either in the grand scheme of life or just the micro task. The key here is to be hyper-specific about your vision of success, perhaps 6 weeks, 6 months, or even 6 years into the future. So don't overcook the strategy. If your one goal is to drop 10 kilos of body fat, then focus on those specifics. Over time, you can build your entire life, success by success, but start with one. Look at that version of you into the future. What are the things that that person does every single day that makes them who they are? Who do they associate with, learn from, and inspire? What thoughts, decisions, and behaviors do they say yes to? And just as importantly, say no to. Now, before you move forward, get very clear in your mind exactly what all these things are, what they mean, and what they require. And stand in front of Hippocratic himself and ask, are you willing to give up your stories, your victimhood, your excuses to live life this way, to achieve the success that you say that you want? Or are you a hypocrite? No relation to Hippocrates, but literally an interpreter from underneath. It's okay if you are, but just be honest. Because if you're not prepared to give up the things that make you sick, then the next step has no relevance, except for some fancy post on Instagram. What this examination should expose to you comes from another ancient Greek. Virtues are formed in man by doing the actions. Or as William Durant would quite eloquently recite, we are what we repeatedly do. And I like to state, as you are the result of every thought, decision, and action that you have taken to this point in your life. You may not want to accept this reality, but it is fact. The beauty of it is, if you are today the result of every thought, decision, and action that you took yesterday, where you be tomorrow will be a result of every thought, decision, and action that you take today. You've created a steam train of excuses, and steam trains are hard to pull up. Newton's first law of physics is irrefutable. An object in motion will remain in motion unless compelled to change by a series of forces acted upon it. This is your cue. And as Marcus Aurelius would say, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. But just how exactly do you do that? You might have perhaps a year, 5 years, or maybe a lifetime of behavior in motion. How do you enact a force on it great enough to create fast and lasting change? The answer has been shown time and again through the history of action and the science of success. You also now have a model, that version of you, 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now, or 6 years from now, and all the things that that person does every single day to be who they are. Until now, your narrative neural network has been held deep in the past. Past trauma, past stories, past action, and it's been on repeat. But narrative networks work in 2 directions, forwards as well as backwards. Start to shift your focus to that future version of you, those daily thoughts, decisions, and actions that person engages in, what they read, who they associate with, listen to, and learn from. That person is your key. But if excellence is what we repeatedly do, you haven't done anything yet. It's time to get in the game. It's time to engage your direct experience neural network. There is no being without doing. It's okay to start at 1. In fact, it's encouraged. Start with 1 behavior from future you and get to work. The key is to pick something big enough to move the needle, but small enough that you will engage with it every day. It won't overwhelm you, and you can build your ability to keep the promise to yourself. The promise of showing up, even when you don't want to. As you start to build success in that one area, confidence in your ability to complete the task, even when you don't want to, especially when you don't want to, then it's time to look at what is the next step to implement. Your direct experience network is a combination of added activities that you experience. That is, that you do. And the objective is to get your direct experience as close to your narrative network or story as you possibly can. Built action by action, step by step, process by process. The proximity of your story to your actions is called congruence. And the goal is to live a congruent life. A life where what you say and what you do are aligned. In that life, there is no need for depression, no need for anxiety, and no need for escape. A congruent life is the epitome of success. If you've lost track, let's recap a little. The objective is congruence. Congruence between your story and your actions. To achieve it, there is a simple process. Step 1, identify the you of the future. What does that person look like? What is the success that you can see? And ask the question with brutal honesty. What does that person do every day that makes them who they are? What do they say no to? Who do they associate with? Get clear. Get crystal clear. And are you prepared to do what's necessary to give up the things keeping you stuck? Once you've determined that, it's step 2. Choose one action from that list. One big enough to make a difference, but small enough that you will stick to it. Long enough for it to take hold. Long enough till you get it right. Long enough till you can't get it wrong. And then keep going. Start to stack activities. Start to stack thoughts, decisions, and actions that mirror that version of you in the future. And pretty soon, much sooner than you expect, you will look up and realize not only did you get to meet that person, but you surpassed their level of success. And if you need a hand to figure out exactly how to shape that clear, conscious, and compelling vision of you in the future, then don't be afraid to click here, where we show you exactly how and how easy this is to do. My goal is to move everyone from where they are now to where they want to be. But I need you to do your bit. Chase success, be brutal, and don't stop.